Welcome to Sharing My Truth with Mel and Suzie, the uncensored version, where we bear it all.
We do.
Hello and welcome back to Sharing My Truth Pod. Oh my goodness. So glad to be here with my best friend Mel. And this is Sharing My Truth. And we just want to give you a quick little cute reminder to subscribe and like this pod. And don't forget to rate and review us. Anything helps. We love you guys so much. And I want to say hi. Hey babes.
Hello, darling.
Ooh, how are ya?
You seem very excited today.
I am because I've missed you.
Oh.
I just always miss you when I'm not here. And it's lovely to be back.
Yes.
It's holidays are a weird time,
They are. I do feel it's a very reflective time. I always feel very okay. So that happened. What's happening next? What do you do different?
Yeah.
I'm very reflective when I get to the end of the year.
I'm not. I'm just drunk.
You're drunk. Well, I'm drunk too, to be fair.
Is that why you're so reflective?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it feels good. I mean, you spend a lot of time with family you don't usually see.
It's intense.
And so I think that's a very interesting part of it, which is kind of funny because things happen during the year where you don't know if to talk about it to your family because you're
yeah.
There's these lines within a family, and maybe it's not your own family. It could be your friends. It could be your partner's family. There's these lines, these invisible lines that we're like, do we cross this? Do we talk about this? And especially in politics, in life, in sex. I'm sure most people are getting asked these questions of, when are you guys having a baby? Are you guys getting married? Are you dating anyone?
Yeah.
These horrible, annoying questions that you don't even want to answer and you shouldn't even be asked. You know what I mean?
I do. It is a weird time because you're quite right. You spend a lot of time with people, or you sort of have this duty where you have to do all these things, like whether it's work related, whether it's family related, whether it's something and it isn't your religion, but you kind of turn up because it's your friends or whatever. So it's a kind of very odd time of year, and it's a little bit intense in a way. I mean, I quite like it because you get to slow down, but it is a bit intense, and I do think a lot about the year that is gone and the year that is coming.
God, and I said this before in a previous podcast. I am so excited for 2023 to be done. I am over it. I think this happens to me almost every year where I'm just like, I am over it. 2024, I want some more,
Yeah, I mean, I always say you have to be careful because you have to be careful what you wish for because it could be even more shit. It could be better.
No.
It could be better, but it could be worse.
No, I'm an optimist.
There's all sorts of things happening next year. American elections.
God.
Then, they're going to have elections very soon coming in Canada, the UK.
Fun. I can't wait
the world
for the
is
Canadian
fucked up.
one. Yeah.
So, I mean...
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
I'm
ready for something. I'm ready for some good stuff, I just started a new job.
Mm-hmm.
I am just... I'm sad that global warming is happening. Okay?
Right.
But I'm also excited to maybe do some traveling in the new year.
Yes.
To make more money.
Right.
I have goals that I can actually feel that I can set because COVID might hopefully be a thing of the past.
Oh God, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's these things that we can, I think, still look forward to that I feel like we haven't been able to get to that point in the past 3 years.
No, I agree. I think we're actually finally at the point somebody cannot say to you, we don't have that in stock, or you can't buy this, or whatever, because of COVID.
Oh my
God. It's literally no, that's not going to fly.
No.
I don't want to hear that.
No.
Because COVID is here for the rest of evermore.
Yeah, and let's just get the fuck over it and live your goddamn life.
Exactly.
Let's
stop. But I think it is good to be to think about what happened in 2023, not in a like a morose and do you like that? Morose, depressing way, and think about the exciting things that can happen in 2024. It's good. Like,
I'm excited.
And all different parts of your life.
I'm
right?
excited. I truly am excited. I think I don't want to jinx it, but I honestly do feel like anything can fucking happen this year, and I kind of love that weird feeling of like not knowing what comes next, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, no, it's a good feeling, and it's a good feeling to. This is going to sound very deep. Inhabit that feeling.
Yes,
that you actually are connected to being good with that. I think that's really, really good. That you should always, throughout your life, be thinking about the next thing and keep moving forward. I'm a big believer in that.
Absolutely. And if you guys have some New Year's resolutions or anything, maybe like sexy New Year's resolutions or anything like that, or you have some really funny or sad or naughty like Christmas stories or like
yeah, funny
or
ones.
bad stories about the holidays that you guys want to tell us, you can always go to Sharing My Truth Pod on our social media, or go to sharingmytruth.com, and you can send us a little voicemail, give us a little email, something like that, and we will respond, or you may be featured on the pod.
Absolutely.
It's very exciting.
It is.
And I kind of want to get started because these people have been having maybe a worse 2023 than us.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people know this. There's been a lot of celebrity divorces.
There have. And I can't actually tell you whether there's been more this year than ever before, because I never really think about it. I think it's just there's been some weird ones.
It's weird. And it's also like, why so many? Why so many this year?
Do you think there've been more than normal?
Yes, I actually
Really?
do.
Okay.
Because I don't know why. Maybe divorce is getting to be more. I don't know. Maybe not. It feels like divorce has always been very prevalent in like celebrities' lives.
Oh, yeah.
But for whatever reason, it just feel like there's been more celebrity divorces than ever before.
I think because some of the couples have been together for like 1,000 years.
Yeah, and you're like, why
So
the fuck
it's
are you getting
like-
divorced now?
What? Like,
But-
why are you bothering?
Divorce is also like a rich person's game.
Oh, for sure.
And I've always thought of it like that. Like, you can't just break up with someone if you don't have another house to go to.
Yeah.
It's much easier for a celebrity to get divorced than literally anyone else.
Of course, because they can carry on and
No.
have that same lifestyle.
Exactly. And I'll just give you some examples, right? Like Hugh Jackman and his long-term wife.
I was very shocked at.
Shocked. Like 3 decades they've been together.
Yeah, and
And now
you
you're
do
getting divorced, and he was in love with her. Like I remember like watching interviews about it.
And she's older than him,
Yeah.
and you do wonder,
She's still fabulous though.
like, what is going on? Yeah.
It's weird, but 3 decades you've been to
It's-
someone, right?
Yeah, it's very weird. And then the thing about something like that is you start to really think, oh my God, everything really is fake and everything's a PR stunt.
It's not fucking
and
weird.
they're like, presenting this thing and it's all bullshit. And you think to yourself, why? Why present the bullshit? Just give us the real thing.
I don't know.
Anyway,
But I
but
mean,
yeah, that
there's
was
another
shocking.
one like Meryl Streep.
That is very shocking because you think she's been married for a very long time.
But apparently they've been separated for over 6 years.
Yeah, but
And now they're just getting divorced. It's like, what is happening?
so that's an interesting question. Why not tell? Why do you have to not talk about that? I don't
know.
understand that. In the world we live in, nobody
It's
cares.
so weird. And it's like, I don't know, you're Meryl fucking Streep.
Do what you like.
You
exactly.
do what you like, and like, I don't know, maybe it's for the kids who are adults.
they're
It's
like
so weird.
Well, Meryl Streep's amazingly, I think she's in her 70s, isn't she?
Something like that, yeah.
So her kids are all
Way
in their
grown up.
30s. Half of them are actors, and they've all got their own careers and their own thing.
Yeah.
Like, why would they?
And they've already been separated. I know, it's really
I
weird.
don't. Anyway, whatever.
Okay, but another one, and this one's a bit on the younger side, right? Like Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner are
Yeah.
divorced. And there was I remember this whole thing, and I don't usually keep up with celebrity like gossip because I find it kind of annoying. But like that was a big one because I was like, I never really was a fan of Joe Jonas, but I was a big fan of Sophie Turner because of Game of Thrones, and I think she's just fabulous. But Joe Jonas is kind of like gives me the ick a bit.
Oh, completely.
Huge like ick factor with Joe Jonas. And then obviously like his PR team completely fucked that whole thing up after they got divorced. Like when they were starting their divorce, like they were trying to blame it on her. They were trying to do some weird shit being like, it's her fault. Like she's trying to take the kids away from this great dad. And it's like, wow, this is
It was
like
very undignified. I think
very.
there was a bit about it because English.
Yes.
And I think I could be getting this wrong, was spending some time in England. So there's obviously an issue of
the kids
where they
and
live
stuff.
and stuff. But you're like, grow up.
I know.
I mean, come on. And that's really unpleasant. And the people I feel the most sorry for are the kids, because they're just,
I know.
have all this disgusting shitstorm around them. But anyway, yeah, that was like, but again, I think that's like the PR machine.
Yep.
To show and tell the world how amazing their relationship was when it probably wasn't. And you just think, can we just not have a bit more real, And
that's all we want. And I think there's a few more I want to just give an announcement to. I mean, obviously we know, but Justin Trudeau, which I think is hilarious because obviously like we're in Canada and not that I think it's shocking, because I don't think divorce should be shocking anymore. And I think it should be very accepted. But it's shocking because it's a politician and it does affect your ratings. And Justin
100%.
Trudeau's ratings could not get any worse.
No, and they will get worse. They're through the floor.
They will get fucking worse, but it's really bad. And the fact that
again,
I really respect his wife for just being like, let's get a divorce. Like, because that must have not been easy, And I had realized that I hadn't seen her in any of his promo stuff for a really long time.
It's true. I oddly, I hadn't thought about it until like, oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
And obviously that's incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know how you manage that, and there are a lot of conversations and whatever, but it also seems kind of odd in this day and age that you have to be a politician pretending that your marriage is good. It seems kind of odd, doesn't it? But I don't know. I mean, in other countries, in my country, we've had, Boris Johnson. We won't comment on him, but he, he wasn't married when he took office. Then he got married. So, we've got over it in other places. We need to get over it because politicians are human beings, whatever we may think about them.
Yeah, and we don't need to...
And of course, they're married, not married. It has no
matter.
bearing on what, in my personal opinion, I'd like to caveat that before anybody comes for me.
I was just,
I don't, and I also would like to say we do not get political on this podcast because we don't want to do that. Anyway, so we'll move on.
But I would say I would have loved to have seen like a hilarious or ridiculous affair happen with him, and nothing's come out yet about
with
it.
Who?
With Justin Trudeau.
Yeah.
And him fucking one of his like cabinet members. Like I was waiting for that. It hasn't happened yet.
I think they've done a very good job of quashing on whoever's side, which may eventually come out.
I hope it does because I'm here for the tea.
It's entertaining. Yeah.
Okay, last one I'll talk about, because I love her and him, is Sofia Vergara.
Yes,
that's how you say it.
I love
Joe
her.
Manganiello. That's how you say it, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
He's so gorgeous.
Manganiello, yeah. He's American. Anyway,
that's
okay,
what I said.
I love her. I think she
love her too.
is
She's fucking
fantastic.
amazing. Yeah.
I just love the way she is on shows like, what is it, Modern Family? I just think it's, oh my God, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And the way she is, when you see her being interviewed, she just completely takes the piss out of herself.
Yeah.
But she is so unbelievably, classically stunning.
Yeah.
Like there aren't many women that look like that anymore, like truly very feminine. And she's older than me. She's like a bit older. She's like 52 or I mean she's unbelievable.
That's crazy.
And the accent and she takes the piss out of
so hilarious.
And it's so sad. I mean they were married for like 5 minutes.
Because also no, I thought they were married for a little long time. No?
Well, 5 minutes in my world, Susie.
Right. I just thought they were such a cute fucking couple.
I know. But apparently I read somewhere some time ago, is because she's like really sociable and loves going out and stuff, and he's like a boring.
He's a little homebody.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's okay. I mean, honestly, she needs a man who can fucking take her dancing. And that's what I want for her.
Yeah.
She's
a woman who, I mean, she dresses for the right. Okay, I love her.
She's so hot.
We're big fans.
All right. Well, let's move on to the future.
Yes, Susie.
The future of 2024.
What does the future hold?
Okay, we're going to be talking about the sex forecast.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an important forecast.
I think it is. I think it's more important than global warming. So let's go.
Well, that argument is.
What, Mel? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with what people have been really. This is data. Okay, you a data slut? Because
Well, I don't.
am.
First of all, I don't say data. I say data.
Okay, data.
Data. Data.
Okay, but this is real data.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Sounds so much better than data.
Sure.
Yeah.
but
Doesn't sound
yeah.
real. Anyway.
So these are the percentage growth from what people have been searching for from this past year and what it shows to what people are going to be interested for the next year coming up. We're not going to say every single one of them, but there are some really good ones that I think we should talk about because these are ones that we didn't realize were actually that popular with the public.
Yeah, and it's obviously reflecting society or what's going on or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start with, gooning, which was up 778%.
Which I've never heard of.
I have never heard of this term. Why? I don't know. And it's a state of arousal or heightened pleasure from sensory overload, such as blindfolding your partner. Gooning. Okay, I have never heard of this. Like, I've heard of blindfolding and like...
Yeah, I didn't... I mean,
I just didn't realize that's what it's called.
I've heard of the description.
Yeah.
I just have never heard of this word. And I find that odd because it does actually have a totally non-sexual meaning in the UK. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it, but... Never heard of the word, but we know what it is. And yes, you should do it more. Have you ever been blindfolded, Mel?
Yes.
And...
It's not really my I find it hard not being, I don't like being in the dark. I just don't like not being in control.
Oh, Mel, you're dominating.
Yeah, I'm a dom. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
That's interesting. I love it.
And so odd that I can see that, yes.
But I also love being a dominatrix. Like, there's just depending on the day. You know, I'm not going to get blindfolded every day. But, like, to have your hands tied behind your back and, like, not being in control of what's happening to your body, like, that's kind of hard.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got to have an awful lot of time on your hands, but yeah. Because to do it properly, you have. You can't be like, okay, let's just, nip in here and do a bit of gooning, can you? You've got to, like...
unfortunately not.
You got to kind of, know you're doing it.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be like, it takes like an hour at least.
Well, at least.
Sure. Okay, our next one.
Yes.
Femboy. Search results up 504%.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I would just say I would have used for my generation, so Gen X, the term would really be like you're effeminate, or obviously in my mind, in a sort of gay sense, it's a twink, right?
Yeah. I mean, so it's a Gen Z slang word for a young male who displays traditionally feminine characteristics.
Yeah, so it's nothing new. It's just Gen Zs are just using another word.
Yeah.
But it's 100% not new. And it's always the funniest thing ever about Gen Zs that they come up with the most, I'm sorry, ridiculous things.
They do.
Like my daughter sent me a text today. This will make you laugh. Right, so I was really good. I managed to translate the whole thing.
That's great.
But she says to me, blah, blah, blah. I'll read the end of it. You're ACC. She says, and she's joking, my queen, YK, So I know she's saying...
I'm sorry, what the fuck did you just say?
So she said, you are, as in your, in the text.
Yeah.
ACC, my queen, YK, So I got you something, my queen, Can
I see this? I don't even understand what you're saying.
What the hell does
you're actually my queen, Is that what that means?
Exactly. So I texted her back, what does ACC mean? Because I know what UR is. I know what queen is.
Yeah.
And I know what YK is. And she said to me, ACC means actually. I said, but that's not how you spell actually. There aren't two C's in actually. You can't make a shortened version of a word that's spelt wrong And we had a whole conversation about it. Anyway, so that would be my comment about Gen Zs and the word femboy.
Well, twink is a thing too, but
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
fine.
yeah. Whatever.
Okay.
Funny.
Let's go down. And let's see one. Okay. If you've heard of this. Cottaging, which is so Ontario. Cottaging was down 70%. And what is cottaging? It's engaging in sex in risky settings, such as secluded outdoor areas.
Yeah.
So that means people aren't doing it as much.
Yeah, so is
So
that
people are doing
a
it
term?
at home more.
So we know that term in the UK, but people
You
here,
know that term in the UK?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know what cottaging
Yeah.
was.
So it's like we know what so if it's like if somebody said cottaging and you'd laugh, but because like somebody from Canada means their cottage and they're going for the weekend and blah blah blah. If you're English, you've got another whole thing going on in your mind.
Oh my god, that's
But
so funny.
That's interesting. So that's down. Why is
That's
that down?
because people want to have sex
Indoors?
indoors, I guess.
Well,
What do you think about that?
Well, my comment about that is I think that often the idea of outdoors is really nice, but in practice, it's not very practical. Unless you are like on the beach, and even then, it's not very practical.
No, it's I fucking hate having
I mean,
sex
you
on
get
the beach. It's
Sand
so
in your
sandy.
hoo-hoo is not
It's
cool.
so unappealing to me nowadays.
Even in the water, there's lots of problems then.
No, you can't
Because
do that.
it seems like sort of the romantic idea is people are like blah 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 making love in the water, and it it generally doesn't work.
No, it's gross.
Because it takes all the feelings away,
and you
it
can
gets
actually get
rubbery.
like scratches in your pussy
from sand.
from the sand.
Yeah,
and then you can get like
was
you
horrible.
know,
Imagine
bad things happening.
Imagine
to you there.
imagine if you like got sand really far lodged up there, which you could. I mean, that'd be awful.
Well, that's what happens.
Oh my god, that'd be awful.
Okay, let's go back up. Huh? So thruple was up 230%. So that means more polyamory for the world. How nice is that?
That's interesting. I think to myself though, yeah, I guess living as a throuple or like being in a relationship as a throuple.
And like, let's remind people, thruple means consensual 3-person relationship.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, we're not talking about like a weird thruple where you're cheating on someone and then I don't know. But this is a consensual 3-person ethical love triangle where people just want to fuck each other. And that's okay. And that's beautiful for 2024.
And that it could also be any combination of any of those things.
Yeah, like, do you mean like sex-wise? Like
well, you
like
could be like 2 women and a
gender-wise.
man,
Yeah.
or 2 men and a woman, or
2
3
men and a women.
2 men and a woman.
However many women and men and
What did I say?
transgendered people
losing-
you want.
It could be anything.
Could be tits
You're
and a
just-
dick on the bottom. Who knows?
Tits and a dick. Absolutely.
Yes!
Absolutely. Which is also, I think, very popular.
And as it should be, darling.
Yeah.
As a femboy.
It's a whole fascinating subject. That, don't
Oh my lord. Okay, let's talk about one more.
we? Yeah.
Maybe a couple more. But micropenis was down in searches 47%.
Why?
Maybe because women don't want to see it anymore. I don't know.
Are they like going, oh my God, I've encountered a micropenis. Let's just check out whether it grows or
Maybe
something.
people have been, I don't know. Maybe
Or
people
whether I can do
have
something.
been encountering them less.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Or it could be what I told you today, that you can buy a sleeve if you have a micropenis.
Okay, Mel, can you please explain this to people?
So I found this out today. We won't say why I found this out because that's very interesting. But that if you have, if you're not so well endowed
Yes.
down there.
Mm-hmm. You have a micropenis.
Now, I knew there were lots of devices to kind of increase size. I didn't really know that you could put a whole sleeve on it of all different sizes and all different kind of materials to make it bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And so that obviously your partner feels like you have a big penis.
Right. So you're putting your penis pretty much in an empty cucumber.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
attaching that to yourself somehow.
Yeah.
And then you're using that to
Yeah. I mean, I
fuck.
wondered what what the safety elements of that are. Like, if it's in the encasing, do you have to? I suppose you do have to put a condom on top of it. What do you do?
No,
Because
you
the
don't put
stuff
a
goes
condom
in
on
it.
it.
So maybe that saves money because then you don't.
That saves money.
You
That's
don't-
what we're worried
you
about.
You don't need condoms. You
I
just put
just-
this thing on. But anyway, maybe
This is
that's
not real medical advice. Do not listen to Mel about this. Oh my god.
But maybe they're googling solutions to micropenisery.
Yeah, that's very weird.
But why are they googling micro? Or is it? Yeah, is it to do with surgery? What is it?
I don't know.
Anyway, we don't know.
But micropenises. I mean, we've talked about this a little bit
I
before.
mean, there aren't that many, are there? Really? I
I
don't
don't
know.
think there's that many. But I will say, if you have one, it's okay. Just be really good with your mouth.
Yeah, and
your
buy a
fingers.
sleeve.
And buy a sleeve.
And I'm not selling them, so I'm just saying. But I'm just saying. I don't
Use
know
a
what I'm
pump,
saying.
Use a pump and
Well,
a
to be
sleeve
fair, the
and
pump-
a cucumber.
The pump was in what's the new Sex and the City? What's the new name of it?
Just like that.
That's it. So there was a guy in that who had a
a
pump.
pump?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Making it big.
Who's going out with one of the new characters that I can't remember her name,
I don't
Seema
fucking
or something.
know. I can't stand
Yeah.
that fucking new show,
Anyway,
honestly.
there you go.
Okay, this is something I've actually found really interesting. Okay, wanna hear?
Really?
Yeah. So bondage, hold
Mhm.
it, was down 36%, but
Interesting.
so bondage is down 36% of search. But Shibari was up 62%. And the difference between those two, so Shibari is a form of Japanese rope bondage
Mhm.
involving intricate and beautiful patterns, blah, 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 created with ropes for a person's body while you're doing it, pretty much. And bondage is bondage,
Mhm.
just not with as like a Japanese bondage. It's just a regular
And been
restraining
around
someone.
and been around for centuries. It's
Yeah.
nothing.
I
new.
mean, well, that's the thing. It's like, why is Shibari up and bondage, the search, is down? Isn't that weird?
It could be because people don't know about it, so it's a new thing. It could be that in some people's minds it's more acceptable. Maybe it's more interesting because it's, I don't know. I mean, it could be a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But that is odd. Is it to do with TikTok? It probably is.
Oh, because there's Shibari on TikTok?
Well, if you
They
look,
don't even let you say sex on there.
oh, I'm sure there's stuff on TikTok. There's all sorts of weird things.
Oh,
on
that's
there.
so fucked up.
There's probably like a weird version of TikTok, isn't there? Probably. I don't
Like
know.
Reddit?
That's true. Maybe it's a thing on Reddit. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
you're
what it is.
right.
Because when they're talking about what's being searched, you don't know whether they're talking about Google, TikTok,
Yeah.
Reddit.
You're right.
You know, there's so many ways to search, and we all search, different generations, we search in different ways. Like I would say, one of my Gen Z daughters, I don't think she looks at anything in Google. She wants to know something, she goes to TikTok.
That's horrible.
I mean, it's not brilliant. No, I'll give you that. But it's not like you look at TikTok. If you actually are not very well informed and you just go and put something into Google, and you think that what's going to come up is actually the truth,
Yeah.
well, you got to take that with a grain of salt.
You really fucking do. Those are all the ones I found interesting, to be honest. The rest is like, I guess we'll have to see in 2024 what comes up.
What comes up?
It could be like a new fisting mechanism.
Oh, you can. All of those you can buy. I don't think there's anything new. I think everything that's been invented. That's the thing I find interesting is that people, like especially younger people, and this I sound very old when I'm saying this, think that this is all new.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're talking about Shibari or whatever we're talking about, or femboy. Oh my god! I mean, this is
shit.
This is not new.
It's been around.
It's not new. You're just googling it or TikToking it or whatever you're doing. It's not new. I'm afraid. Sorry. And it's a cycle. Maybe it's interesting now. We forgot about it last year. Maybe.
Mel was the original hipster, obviously.
Clearly. Obviously. And now we've decided to think about it again.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. And like, I hope this brings, some new education to our Gen Zs.
Oh,
And
yeah?
I want them to have more education.
That would
about
be good.
Their
Everything.
sexual life and everything.
Pretty much everything.
Please don't just use TikTok for your search engines.
No. So what is your hope as we finish our pod? What is your hope for 2024?
My sexual hope? Or my hope in general?
Just general.
I want, because I can't control anything, right? I can only control myself. in my
Absolutely.
ways, right?
Yeah.
And I hope for myself that I can still be a kind person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get jaded
Mm-hmm.
enough to not smile at a stranger in the street,
Mm-hmm.
to not hold the door open
Mm-hmm.
for people. You know, like, I think that's what a lot of what we're losing and maybe that's just because we live in a city. I'm sure there's places that are different, but when you live in a big city, you feel more alone, which is interesting.
100%. Yeah.
So when you kind of figure out that you have some power in yourself, in just the way you react and the way you can make people feel in small gestures, I think that's very powerful. And I want more of that for 2024.
I think that's an excellent answer.
Thanks, Mel.
I like that a lot. Yeah.
Well, I want everyone to have a goal of 2024 to be kind and open the door for a stranger, help someone off the bus, you know?
Yeah, and
Don't judge anyone too quickly.
I would say that, and also try and be positive. I know it's really hard in the world that we live in, and if you look at the news or you look at social media or you look at whatever you look at, it can be very toxic, very depressing, and every day you look at it, something new that's sort of shit. And I think in a sense you have to not think about that, but you can't let that cloud your view of the world. I mean obviously it has to inform you, but try and still get on with your life and be positive and not let that drag you down.
That's it. I think when I'm feeling absolute shit, because I look at social media because it's part of our job, it's part of this podcast, it's part of our life, like, and I look up from my phone and I realize there's an entire world out there and I still have power in just myself.
100%.
And I can do good things in just every day. I don't have to fucking save the world, but I can make someone else feel good, maybe doing a small gesture for that day. And I think that's really powerful.
It is. And also to remember that your personal interactions, like, you know, we're so sort of glued to social media.
Yeah.
That go out there, go and have dinner with that friend, go and have a drink, go and have a cup of tea, go and have a cup of coffee, go and see somebody.
Yeah.
It really does help, you know.
It does.
That social media is not your, it shouldn't be your life. And you don't have to have 50 million friends. Just go out there and actually interact with the world. And with people that you know who love and, you know, respect you and whatever, and do more of that.
Yeah. Is that your goal as well, Belle?
Why do that anyway?
No, I know. So what's your goal for 2024?
That's an excellent. It's a very good question.
Have you thought about it yet?
Yeah, I always think about it. I have business goals and I have personal goals. I do personally just keep trying to be as healthy as I can be. I'm one of those people who I always keep thinking about the new thing, the new way to, you know, to do something that I'm not necessarily doing it right. So maybe do this.
Okay.
I'm a bit like that. Like I'm always thinking about, you know, what I should be improving on.
Like Ozempic?
No, I'm not. That is definitely not
on the
something
list.
I'm interested in.
Love when we get rid of that in 2024. That's what I'm thinking.
It's just,
it's bad.
It is. I mean, there's so many things about, I mean, we're going to go off on a tangent, but I really understand why people do take it.
Of course.
But
I'm not saying it's a bad drug. It's just people everywhere. Anyways, we don't have to get into it.
No.
But yeah, it's a great goal, Mel. I want to be healthier too. I feel like I have I think balance. Oh
yeah, 100%.
is important.
100%. And
That's what we gotta bring it
at
in.
my age, balance is very important. Like
A little bit of sex, a lot of sex.
A little bit of sex.
Little
bit of sex, a little bit of wine, a little bit of cake. And then,
a lot of orgasms though.
Yeah, orgasms are totally healthy.
Yeah.
A lot of salad, that's
lot
also
of
healthy.
salad.
I like salads, that's fine.
I fucking love a salad.
But
a lot of potting, a lot of podcasts.
A lot of podding.
A lot of listening.
Sharing.
A lot of sharing.
Yeah.
A lot of truth sharing. That should be everyone's goal. Can we share our truths more?
Yes, good goal.
Can we talk about it more?
Talk more.
Let's talk more.
It's never good to bottle it up. I think in all the situations I can think of that I've just been in this year alone, friends and family and stuff, when you don't share, it makes it very, very hard in the end.
It really does.
And I know, and I really understand that sometimes it's not the easiest thing in the world to do because it's difficult to get to the point of actually being able to share. But,
We're here, guys, and we
are.
want you to share in 2024. And since, we're wrapping up this year, we're going into a new year, whether you listen to this in 2023 or 2024 or whenever, let's keep it going. Let's share what we can. Let's start the year right.
I love it, Susie. Absolument. Let's
Go
do
have some
that.
orgasms.
There you go. She's told you what to do. Until next time.
Until next time. See ya. Sharing My Truth Pod is so excited to partner with Vibrator.com, where the A in Vibrator is the number 8. This is an extremely exclusive code where no other podcast has it. If you go to Vibrator.com right now, use the code MS15, that's MS15 at Vibrator.com. You can now get 15% off anything in store. That's any sex toys for you, your partner, your neighbor, your mom. We don't judge. We don't care. Get it now. Go to the link in our bio, put in the code, and get jiggy with it.
Thanks so much for listening. Please rate and review this podcast and follow us on social at Sharing My Truth Pod, and leave us a voicemail on our website, sharingmytruth.com, to share your stories and experiences with us. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.